at the famous RCA studio.
Yes.
Or just don't
I'm
look
sitting
back.
far back in this. Do I look weird if I'm
I'll sit forward. Yeah.
Got your chopsticks out? We're ready to go.
Steve Cropper interview.
Take one.
Take one.
So we're here today with Steve Cropper in his office with none other than Steve Cropper himself.
Okay, I didn't mean to do two.
Cropper 3 times. We've said your name a million times. We're here today
In Steve Cropper's office.
Yeah.
We're
She's way
rolling
better
just
than
like
me.
you.
Okay, yeah. Leave the talking to him.
So, what was the first time, or when was the first time you came to RCA to work or record?
I wish I knew the date, but I was real young. The first session I did in Nashville at RCA, that studio is now the museum next door. Studio B,
nice.
I think they call it. So my office is at C, and down the hall is
So
Big
you were
A.
here from the beginning, pretty much.
And I've done a lot of sessions in A.
And when did you first meet Eddie?
Eddie and I go back 27 years. For those who didn't get that, it's Eddie Gore we're talking about.
What brought you to Nashville?
Probably two things. One is music, obviously, and the other was my present wife. At the time, I was living in Los Angeles and had been there 13 years, and she was living in Dallas. Took her out to the house in L.A., showed her the view and all that, and I said, you can have this, or we can get a house in Nashville. And she said, I want to go to Nashville. I'm originally from Missouri, and I get back there. I still have family there, cousins and so forth.
So you've had hits like Green Onions, Dock of the Bay, Knock on Wood. Yeah. Out of all the songs you've written, those could be included. What's your favorite song you've ever been a part of to write?
I have no idea. We don't look at them as favorites, and you can't. I mean, you can't say this one's more successful than that one. But I can tell you, and for the fans out there, that when you're recording those songs, they're all at the same level. You
They're like
treat
your
every
kids.
new song exactly the same. And you might say, well, this one has a great commercial title. It might have more success, but you don't know that.
Yeah.
And our drummer said a phenomenal thing one day. He said, you know, they're all hits until they're released. I get asked a lot, what's your favorite song? I say, well, probably the one I'm playing. They say that about guitars. I say, well, the one I'm playing.
Who has been like an idol that you look up to, or you can't like?
It's crazy to be beside.
Yeah.
Like,
Prince.
Okay.
And that's,
it's pretty
well,
cool
there's
to
a
be
good
up there.
reason for that, because he's a phenomenal,
Yeah.
was a phenomenal guitar player, artist, singer. He did it all.
Everything.
And he was an engineer as well, you know.
Yeah.
And played a lot of different instruments. People don't know that, you know. So I just want to see him do a show. I had worked with him on some Blues Awards shows. I started trying to play when I was about 14. I actually had my first song recorded when I was about right around 16, the year that I was 16, got my first royalty check when I was 16.
Oh wow.
So that's enough to addict anybody to this so-called whatever it is, you know. So, and if you do one, you just keep trying. If if you're into fishing, you catch a good fish, you go back 100 times and try to do it again. If you're into golf and you shoot a good round, you go back hundreds of times trying to shoot a good round again. So it's the same thing with music, I think. You write one hit song, you try to get another one. I just got lucky a few times. I really like producing. I like working with other musicians and telling singers to sing a line a certain way and do it a certain way and all that sort of stuff. And that's what I enjoy doing, probably more than writing. Writing is more of a have-to situation. You better have something up for the session tomorrow, or you're going to come up with egg on your face. So all these artists today just have impeccable talent. I mean, they're awesome. They can sing and they can do things, they can write, and they perform. And in our day, there were a lot of great artists that didn't know anything about going on stage and entertaining an audience. They didn't know anything about performing. I guess they hadn't seen enough of it. These kids today, the younger ones, really know how to perform. You know what I'm saying?
It's
they
all
really
about the
do
performance.
entertain the kids. That's great.
Well, thank you so much for meeting with us.
My pleasure. Glad to do
We
it.
kept it short.
And we're here at the